What up, it's Brandon here. Welcome back to the Tip Trick series, a series where I teach you a new trick. This week, thanks to my patron Matt, we're going to be learning the deadly trick, the Fishbrain. So what is the Fishbrain? Fishbrain is essentially a topside Markio. Now, this trick has quite the reputation. It comes across as cool to most skateboarders because it's similar to a blunt slide, and it's also rather deadly when you miss. People get really hurt on this trick. The Fishbrain was invented by an Australian named Tom Fry, and the reason it's called the Fishbrain, I'm pretty sure is because that was his nickname back then, which is pretty funny. But anyway, shout out to my Aussie bladers out there. Appreciate y'all. So before we get into teaching it, I just want to give you some of my recommendations for learning this trick. My first recommendation is that you're going to want to try learn this on rail, just because you don't have to get quite so topside and it's a lot more forgiving on these obstacles. You're also going to want to have mastered all the other top sides so far, like the top sole, top S, top horn, all of them. You want to be really good at them. On top of that, you really want to be good at Markios, because that'll help you a lot with balancing on one foot. And as a final recommendation, I'm going to recommend wearing shin guards, because this will save you a lot of pain. But like everything I just listed, it's all optional. Don't worry about it. You can do whatever you feel most comfortable on, because one of the most important parts about learning a new trick is how you feel and your confidence in it. Now let's break learning the Fishbrain down into 6 steps. So step 1, we're going to build your confidence. So if you're doing this on rail like I recommend, I want you to go do at least 3 Markios. Really feel out putting all your weight in that foot. Try to get quite dark side on it so it's more like a Fishbrain. Just really build your confidence in it. If you're on ledge, just go do your safest top side 3 times as well, and really feel out your Fishbrain foot on that one. Once you're feeling pumped from that, move on to step 2. So for step 2, we're going to stall a Fishbrain freestyle. So when doing this, use your free foot to save you. So what I like to do on rail is jump to the other side and just put my Fishbrain foot down at the same time as my other foot hits the ground. You can do this on ledge as well. Just jump up and put that Fishbrain foot on. Big tip is to remember that you want to think about top sides not as pushing your sole plate over, but as in pushing your frame down. This will stop you from slipping out really bad. When you miss this trick, you should more end up rolling or just landing next to the ledge. If you're slipping out this way, then you're pushing your feet in the wrong direction. Remember to try keep your shoulders above your feet the whole time. Don't ever shift them to the side. They'll make you slip out as well. As you build your confidence up with jumping into that, try put your fish foot down before you put your free foot down to save you. Try to do that until you build your confidence up on that, until you start just jumping straight into it. Once you land 3 stalls in a row, you can move on to step 3. Now for step 3, we're going to try slide the Fishbrain. What I want you to do is I want you to just jump up and just slide your foot in a Fishbrain with your free foot rolling next to it. So you're just feeling out how it slides. It has the same tips as the stall. You know, you want to have your shoulders above your feet. You want to think grinding on the frame more than the sole. Now the approach to this trick changes between person to person, but for me I find skating up parallel to the ledge or rail helps me keep my foot straight. But just try what's best for you. As you get more comfortable with that, try locking your fish foot before you put your free foot down. Even if it's just a split second, try that, just to help build your confidence that you know you can lock this trick in. Once you're feeling good about that, you can move on to step 4. So step 4 is when we do a freestyle fish grind. Now a big tip for this is to visualize yourself landing it before you do it. Just visualize yourself jumping up on that rail or ledge, sliding it to the end with your freestyle foot up and landing it perfectly. This will help you a lot. Exact same tips as the last 2 steps, you know, think grinding on the frame, make sure your shoulders above your feet, don't push your sole in, just push your frame down. Use your free foot to save you if you do miss. If you're struggling to hold the trick, try looking at the very end of the obstacle, that'll help you make it to it. And try trust your fish foot more so you don't have to put your left foot down. You should be able to lean more towards the fish side of the trick. And once you've done 3 freestyle fishes, you've technically learnt the Fishbrain. Now you definitely could stop here and work on building your confidence on the freestyle fish, but it technically doesn't count until you grab it, so that's when we move on to step 5. So for step 5, we're going back to stalling. So I want you to stall the fish, grab this time. Exact same tips as all the other steps, you know, shoulders above your feet, think grinding on the frame. This one's just going to take a lot more dedication and commitment. It doesn't matter how you grab it too, as long as you're grabbing a skate. There's a few different ways to do it. There's a rocket way, and then there's the other 2 normal ways. Whatever way feels safest for you, do it. I tend to do more of a rocket one these days. I don't know why. I do think the standard one is safer though, because I find if you do miss, you can easily let go of the grab and use your other foot to save you. A big thing though is you do need to grab at the exact same time your Fishbrain foot locks in. You can't grab it after, and you can grab it before. That you can get away with that, but you can't grab it after. It just looks sloppy, okay? Once you've landed 3 of the stalls, we'll move on to step 6. So for step 6, this is where it all gets real, and we're going to try grind a grabbed fish. Really take the moment to visualize yourself landing this trick again. Visualize how you're going to grab it and how you're going to come out. Just really think about that. Get that really strongly in your mind. Really focus on what you're doing and believe you can do it. A really important part here is that you do need to commit to doing it. The more you kind of doubt yourself, the more you don't full commit to it, the more likely you're going to miss. So really just go up to it thinking you're going to do it this pop. Once again, it's all the same tips though. You just use your grab foot to save you if you do miss. Make sure you're trying to grind on the frame, not on the sole. So you're pushing down, not pushing in. And yeah, keep your shoulders above your feet and above the obstacle. If you're struggling to hold it, as soon as you see your feet lock in, look to the end of the obstacle and it'll help you make it 9 times out of 10. Once you've landed 3 Fishbrains grabbed, you can officially say you've learned the Fishbrain. Congratulations. Now for some quick bonus tips. If you're trying to do this on a ledge, everything's pretty much the same, but there's a lot more emphasis on making sure you're trying to grind on the frame more than the sole. You want to get your shoulders above your feet the whole time. You want to be lower, and you really want to be pushing your frame down, because as soon as you try to push your sole in, you're going to get absolutely smoked on a ledge. The battles for top sides on ledge shouldn't be that bad. You should just end up rolling or skidding out a bit. You should never be full on slipping out and smashing your hip. If you're doing that, you're pushing your sole in way too much. You shouldn't be doing that. For doing the Fishbrain on quarter, you just gotta remember that you gotta be thinking about rolling back into the ramp after. It should be a bit easier than ledge though, even safer than coping in some ways. So if you can do it on rail, you can do it on coping. So you shouldn't have any trouble there. And that's it for my Fishbrain tutorial. Let me know if you learned the Fishbrain. I hope you helped you out in some way. I was really avoiding teaching topsides because I know they're a really hard thing to teach. It's kind of like the Royale. You really have to stick at it to learn it. This definitely wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for my patron, Matt, so shout out to you again, Matt. I'm going to be trying to do these as often as I can on Fridays, so if you want to see more, remember to subscribe. But as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Huge shout out to my other patrons, Adam, Kevin, Deb, Dennis, Fabian, Flowey, Freaky Geeks Podcast, Matt, Mike, and Tage. Appreciate you all a lot, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace out.